So what makes it different? I mean, folks, we do tough stuff all the time, don't we? We're involved in horrible stuff all the time. What we found is some of the things that make it different is that it is personal. We see death, unfortunately, all the time. We see the grief, we see the trauma. What makes it different is this is ours. These are our folks. These are the people we train with. I mean, you know, what are we doing in our downtime, as it were? Yeah, we're training. Yeah, we're cooking, we're cleaning, we're breaking each other's chops. I mean, the firefighting family is unlike, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody else in any vocation, but it's a family like you're not going to find anywhere else. That's what makes us different for us. These are ours. It doesn't go away. Of course it doesn't go away. As I mentioned, I lost my lieutenant in a basement fire. Basement fires have a different meaning to me now in the past 20 years. They suck. Okay? I would be honored to take any of you to any of the firehouses in New York City that lost members on September 11th. And I can all but guarantee you there is something in that firehouse that is the exact way it was left that morning when they rode out. So of course it's not going to go away when those reminders are there. Our families become involved on a very different level. Okay? Listen, some people go home and tell the stories. Some have families that say, I learned that lesson. That's why mine is an ex-wife, you know? I was involved in a fire years ago, I had to bail out. I mean, listen, it wasn't like, you know, it was kind of dramatic, but it wasn't like dangling from like the 8th floor. It was a first floor window and things started getting really bad and you kind of had to bail out the window really, really quickly. And by the time you kind of gather yourself and get your helmet back on and turn around, it's kind of rolling out the window. That for us is the cool stuff. We're like, yeah. I made the mistake of going home and telling my ex, like, how cool it was. And she's like, hey, knucklehead, I don't want to hear that. This was right before Mike died, by the way. I don't want to hear that stuff. Because she doesn't speak our language. Doesn't mean she's wrong, okay? At the morning, my ex and her and I mean, we are close friends now. I mean, her and her new husband and I, we do stuff with my kids all the time because that's what it's about. But she doesn't dig this whole fire service thing. But the morning Mike was killed, the normal MO in my house at the time before kids was you get up in the morning, put on a pot of coffee, and turn on the news. What's the lead story on the news that morning, folks? Firefighter lost an overnight blaze. Where am I? Not home. So I waited until there was no reason to call her at 3:30. So I waited until it was late enough, but it was early enough that I would wake her up intentionally. And I called, and all I said was, I'm okay. So all I said. Huh? I said, I'm okay. I said, we lost Mike in a fire a couple hours ago. I'm okay. Because I don't want the news to be that notification.